So I've been taking a little bit of time the last couple of leader shops and just talking about things that are really important that we have built into our lives as we live life. Because if we don't have it as we live life with our family, live life with our friends, live life with our kids, if we don't have these things in our life as we live, they're not going to be there when we lead. So there's just some things we really need to build into the foundation of how we do things, how we see things, and how we respond to things. And one of the things we need to build into our lives is this tenacity that says, I'm just going to keep on going and keep doing the best with what I've got, in spite of how things are happening around me. I'm showing my age a bit now, but Donna and I, my wife, every year about this time, put together a Christmas letter, and we send it to a group of friends who have been lifelong friends, and we get a whole bunch of those letters in our own mail from people as well. I've noticed a change over the years. In the early years, we would get these letters and they were filled with all kinds of good news. I got a new job. Marianne and I bought our first new house in Kelowna, and we're just loving what God has provided for us. Our first child was born, our second child was born, our third child was born, all kinds of good news. That's when we were in our 20s and 30s and 40s. And now the letters are a little different. They're a blend of some good news and some sad news. My husband died suddenly from a heart attack in April. Our marriage of 34 years ended in October. We just couldn't make it work. I've been diagnosed with cancer. Life is not always all good. Life has some really challenging and difficult times. And we need to have our hearts so established and rooted in Christ that somehow our foundation remains strong, even in the dark and disappointing, troublesome and trying times of life. William Booth was the founder of the Salvation Army. And he was late in his life. I can't remember if it was late 80s or 90s. And he'd been to the physician, a doctor, for a thorough checkup. And the doctor noticed that there were some problems with his eyes. He didn't tell William Booth. He waited and had a family member come in with him, and then he broke the news to Mr. Booth that he was most likely to go blind. And he said, "You mean I'm not going to be able to see?" And the son who had come to the doctor with him said, "Yeah, Dad, it looks like there's a good chance that you're going to go blind." And he called his son close to him, and he took his hand, and he said, "Son, all my life I have served God with my eyes, and now I choose to serve him without my eyes." There has to be something in us that can keep on going when life's disappointments come. And I think it comes from building a foundation in our lives that is deeply focused on knowing God and trusting God and having faith in Him in all of life's circumstances. So build it into your life. You're not going to be able to encourage people to keep on going if they see you quitting all the time. Your kids aren't going to have tenacity if you don't have some spiritual and life tenacity. So God help us, God strengthen us, and God give us the ability, even in the difficult times, to keep on going. It's such a big part of living life well. Thank you.